Hello, Wynn and Steven. We are back in Asher. We are the Hallelujah Heroes. You've probably heard of us. And so y'all are heroes. And so we're reading about Daniel and about how Daniel and his friends were in a foreign land. And we want to hear about y'all's story and how y'all shared Jesus Christ in the face of opposition.
We actually went on our first trip 2 years ago. The first couple of days we were kind of afraid, but then once we knew that God was there with us, we weren't afraid at all. And so, and there's a lot of strange things about Africa that we had to get used to, but we fell in love with it because the people over there are amazing. And our daughter is actually from Ethiopia. We even adopted a sweet girl. Yeah, and
That's so fun.
We just totally fell in love with the people of Ethiopia. And the first day we were in a community in Ethiopia called Kora. And it's a community that's based around a trash dump. And so if you can imagine, these children, they don't smell very good. They don't have new clothes on. They haven't had a shower. Most of them only eat about one meal a day. It was raining when we went, and so the streets are muddy and gross, and it's like nothing you've ever experienced in America. But that day, God really opened my eyes to see these children how He sees them. And we're all children of God. We are the same as those children that are in the trash dump community, and He loves us all the same. And so that was a really powerful thing, and God's taken me back 5 different times since then, and the people there have become like family, and several of them call us mom and dad, and we've gotten the opportunity to support them to go to school and to get spiritual counseling and meals, and it's just become a part of who we are. And
so basically, when we go, we serve orphans and widows mostly. We have ministries on the ground that have kids from different neighborhoods and different areas, communities, who aren't really, they're super poor. They don't have parents. Most of them are orphans. They don't have running water or their own bed, their own room. They all kind of live in one room together. We put on basically VBS, kind of like Ask, sort of.
Did reading any verses in the Bible give you inspiration to go do this?
Yes, Isaiah 61, and it's about being sent to preach to the poor, bring good news to the poor, and it's about the year of the Lord's favor and turning beauty into ashes. And so God, and that's one of the things that God really has opened our eyes to, is that yes, these people are dirty and they're poor, but they are beautiful and they have personalities and they have names, and once you get to know them, and you can't forget about them, and you come back to America and you tell our stories and other people become inspired, and God uses all of their stories to impact hundreds of people.
I got the opportunity on a Sunday morning to tell about 150 children who are in the lowest of the low tribe in Uganda. I read Psalm 139, how God knows how many hairs are on their head and when they sit and when they rise, and He knows their name, and He wants them to be in a relationship with Him. Got to share that with them, and over 100 kids accepted Jesus that day. And so they don't know the good news, and they hadn't heard that before.
So how have y'all seen that God is in control in your life and when you're on these trips to Africa?
And so we prayed, God, if you bring somebody that will watch Camp in Asher, one person that can, kind of be like their motherly figure while we're gone, that we would be able to go. And for a long time, we didn't think that would happen. And then my aunt, who actually I'm not real close with, but she lives in Florida, she out of nowhere was prompted by God to answer that call. And so God just supplied that huge need of our parent responsibilities to Camp in Asher, and you can tell that Asher's very healthy. He has been eating really good since we were gone. So whenever you say yes to His plans, He fulfills every need that you're worried about.
Even if you think you're not making much of a difference, you are. Just being the hands and feet of Christ and loving and hugging and feeding children is awesome.
Huge.
Yeah.
It's a huge deal. God can use anybody to do His work, and all you You just have to be willing to do it and say yes. And so that's like serving God is an adventure. It's fun and it's exciting. And that's what we've experienced over there. And it is here too. I mean, America's the same way.
That is a beautiful story. Y'all don't wear capes, but you truly are heroes.
Well, thank you.
You're so blessed to hear about how y'all have impacted the world for Jesus and your different ministries that y'all are involved in. And get to spend time with one of your precious children.
In the same way, let your good deeds shine out for all to see, so that everyone will praise your heavenly Father. Matthew 5:16.